Okay, good. Thank you for joining, everyone. Welcome. This is, I think, hopefully our last day, Binduji, on Nasadeeya. So we'll just close hand raising and chat for now, and then when it opens up, anyone who has a question, please come up. Hari Om. Thank you, Binduji.
Thank you, Patrick. Hari Om and welcome to all. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
नासदासीत् तदानीम् नास्तीन्द्रजोनो व्योमा परो यत् किमावरेव कुहकस्य शर्मन् अम्भक्तिमासीत् गहनम् गभीरम् न मृत्युरमृतम् तर्हिणा रात्र्या आसीत् प्रगीतः पानीतवातग्स्वधया तदेकम् तस्मात् परः किञ्चनासा तमहासीत् तमसा गूढमग्रे प्रकेतम् सलिलपुम् सर्वमाहितम् तुच्छेनाभवितं यदासीत् तमसस्तन्महिना जायतैकम् कामस्तदग्रे समवर्तताधि मनसोरेत प्रथमै यदासीत् सतो बन्धुमसति विरविन्दन् हृदि प्रदेश्या कवयो मनीषा तिरश्चेनो विततो रश्मिरेषाम् अधस्विदासीत् प्रेतोधा आसन् महिमान आसन् स्वधा आस्तात् प्रयति परस्तात् को अद्धा वेदकह्य प्रवोचत् कुत आजाता कुतैयम् विसृष्टिः अर्वा एव अस्य विसर्जनाय अथा को वेदयत बभूव इयम् विसृष्टिर्यत बभूव यदि वादते यदि वारा यो अस्याध्यक्ष परमे व्योमन् सो अङ्गवेद यदि वानवेद ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
So, in the last class, we saw the fifth mantra, which is Tirashchina Vitata Rashmiyesham Adasvid Asid Uparisvid Asid Retodha Asan Mahimana Asan Swada Avastad Prayati Parastad. Now, with this mantra, the Rishi is bringing almost a curtain to the thinking which he has been doing from the beginning. Na asad asid, na sad asid. From that, whatever he has talked about creation, the different possibilities, the different ways in which he envisaged the creation would have happened, and how could have it happened, all those pros and cons which he has been thinking has come to an end when he says that finally the Swada Avastad Prayati Parastad. Swada means the power of Atma, the Brahman, or power of that creator. Before time, Avastad was intention. That Prayati is an intention or impulse. And Parastad, that is Avastad and Parastad. Before and after. All what remained before and after is nothing but Swada Prayati. That is his own will or intention or effort, impulse, anything which we can think about it, that is only what he could conclude as the creation. Both the creator, the creation, and the created. All the three, that is why the Avastad and Parastad, the two words, before and after, which encompasses the total. That is, all that existed was this potency. Whatever name we want to call it is immaterial. This potency with the intention to express within itself, because there is nothing after that, nor nothing before that. That is why Avastad and Prayastad has been used. So, the greatness of this potency, Ahimana, Asan, was all that was existing. He could not either pinpoint to the nature or the idea who could be the creator or what could be the creator, and the creation, how it can be different from him when it is in his own impulse or intention, and that was before and after. That is all he could see using in his hridi, in the heart of, in the bosom of his own heart. He could find only that. So having come to almost a stalemate type of a situation, he rants the sixth mantra aloud. Ko adda veda ka iha pravochat kuta ajata kuta iyam visrishtihi arvak deva asya visarjanena adha kaha veda yada abhabuva. Now, this question, this is a mantra with full of questions. Ka adda veda. I'll first break it up and then explain it. Who with certainty knew? Veda means knew. Who knew with certainty? Kaha iha pravochat. Who with certainty, again that word certainty has to be taken up again into the second one. Kaha adda pravochat iha. Here, how anybody can speak with pravochat means speak or narrate with certainty. Kuta ajada. Where did it take place? Or kuta means where. Ajata, again you have to say that with certainty, where did the creation take place? Kuta iyam visrishti. If at all it has been created, where is this srishti or where is this creation existing? Kuta. That there the word kuta should be taken as not where. Where is it is existing. The creation is existing. So, with certainty, did anybody know that what has happened? With certainty, is there anybody to talk about or to, narrate about it? Where did it, with certainty, anybody can say, where did the creation take place? Did it take place in the sky, in the water, or where? Because he has mentioned all those things, Vyomani and Amba, all those things he has mentioned in his mantras earlier. So he is not sure where did the creation take place. Kutah jada. And after, if at all it has been created, where is this Srishti now? Kuda I am Visrishti. So it is all full question marks one after the other because he is not able to make up his mind or confirm from his manana that he could find an answer for all those things. Arvak Deva, so Arvak means later. Asya visarjanena deva arvak. Visarjanena, the creation coming out. Asya means this srishti, visrishti. Before this creation, arvak means afterwards. Deva, did the Deva talk about it? Here Deva is not talking about the creator. He is talking about the one who are created as Devas in the beginning. He is referring to Hiranyagarbha here, or the Karana Brahman, or the first creation. Asya visarjanena arvak deva. Did the Deva talk about this creation afterwards? How can he talk about this afterwards? Because what happened before his own creation? How can he talk about it? Ko veda yada ababuva. How can he say for sure from where did all this thing come from? Kaha Veda means, Ko Veda means Kaha Veda. Who knew? Yada Ababuva. From where? Yadaha means from where from. Where from Ababuva all this creation came into being. Even the Deva came afterwards. So how can he talk about from where it came from? Now, this exactly we have to translate into our own experiences. When we wake up into our Jagrat or when we go into our dream, we become the created as a waker or a dreamer. The waker and dreamer can never talk or never know from where they came from. Because it is an event later in time. So, for certainty, neither the waker nor the dreamer can talk anything about the deep sleep from where they came into existence in as Jagrat and Swapna. So all these things, if you look at it, even the mantra of Brihadaranya Upanishad, how can the knower ever know? Because the moment he becomes a knower, he has already become a product of knowing or product for knowing. So he cannot know from where the knowing can come and to take place it as thing. Or in other words, the knower can never know the knower, because he cannot know himself as an object. That situation is something which we'll have to think about it. It is not easy for us to mentally even imagine a situation. How can, we often, in the meditation, we observe our thoughts. And this manana is a method given for containing the variety of the thoughts in the mind, so that we can bring it to single pointedness. But know for sure that a thought can be looked or understood only by another thought. So the first thought has become a memory in you. And that thought as a memory is what we are watching when we are doing this in our meditation. Not a live thought which is happening in us. A live thought can never be observed, because the live thought itself is the one which has to think about itself. It can never do that. So what happens when we are doing this type of meditation of observing our thoughts? The previous thought has now moved in from our thought realm into memory level. And the second thought, which is now active thought, is observing the previous thought which is in the memory level as what I was thinking about. That has become an object. It is not a potent live thought which we are observing. This problem of the mind makes it even more difficult to know the knower. That is why in the Aitareya Upanishad, when I took the Shankara Bhashya and explained it, then Shankara mentioned that the mind can do only one thing at a time. If it is hearing, it cannot see it. If it is seeing, it cannot hear it. Taste, touch, smell, anything like that. Momentary one only a thing can happen. This is why what is called the live activity. When the seeing is live, that mind cannot even think about it. The reference to the vision to verify it as something which I know or something which I should be knowing, which I do not know now, all these type of thoughts in the mind can happen only one after the other. And verifying with the data bank in the memory, this is a flower which I have seen earlier, so I know the name and the smell of the flower. That knowledge from the memory, while seeing it is not happening, but after having seen it, it is taking the reference from the memory and checking out whether it is the same. These are all minute activities of the mind, and at a given point of time, only one activity can happen in the mind. This is exactly the reason why even the creation of our waking world, all those things which we are knowing through our mind, because the world which is created is known through our mind, and mind can know only one thing at a time. So the whole problem of knowing the creation, something happened before created, cannot be seen by the mind, because mind is a product of creation. So it has now become a effect rather than a active live mind or a thought. With these things in mind, when the Rishi is talking about Ko Veda, who is likely to know these activities, he is saying that even Deva cannot, because Devas, who are supposed to be the most potent, the Hiranyagarbha or Prajapati, who is the creator of the world rest, he has also become a product. So something before that, even he cannot say. This is how the sixth mantra is talking all about. And if you look at it, the traditional meaning says, who knows this creation in reality? No one. Who in this world could describe it? Again, no one. From what material cause was this creation born? Who can say that? What is the efficient cause? Perhaps the Devas know? No. The presiding deities or Devas were themselves born after creation came into existence. So they cannot say that what was happening before creation. So when this is so, how could they know? Who else other than the Devas, such as humans and the world, anybody else other than that from whom the Devas has subsequently created, can know the cause from which it is born? No one can know. Which brings us to the situation that the creation can never be known. So what happens to all the statements in the Upanishads that in the Aikshada, Lokanusruja iti, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, or in the Taittiriya Upanishad it will come, Atmana Akasha Sambhuda, Akashad Vayu, Vayu Ragni Agnerāpaha. All those creations, who really knew that to make a statement of this nature? Did the rishis know it in their mind? If the rishis knew it is reality as a mind in the mind, in the bosom, how can one rishi differ from other rishi? What is told in Aitreya is not what is told in Taittiriya. Like that, the rishis, if it is talking about the truth cannot be multifarious or in multitude. It has to be one and only one. So is the creation real, or has the creation really happened? Or what is the problem with, finding out who the creation, because nobody else can know it, because everything is afterwards, is a product of creation. So is the creation real? The question can be still remain there. So the rishi goes towards the last mantra where he is really in a position where he has no way to conclude it. Iyam visrishti yada ababuva yadiva dade yadiva na dade ya asya adyaksha parame vyoman saha angaha veda yadiva na veda. He is admitting that nobody can never ever know about it. Iyam visrishti, this creation, yata ababuha, from where it came into being. Yadiva dade, yadiva na dade. Whether it really happened or it did not happen. The dade means to hold, to possess, or, that is the way in which we have to understand that. So, difficult to say that whether or not did the creation take place. Ya asya adyaksha parame vyoman sa anga veda yadiva na vede veda. Even the adyaksha, the presiding, asya adyaksha means this creation's adyaksha. Adhyaksha is a presiding deity or the one who is having the powers to perceive or supervise. Aksha, Adhya, Aksha is Adi Aksha is the Adhyaksha with a supervising or one who supervises the creation or one who oversees the creation. In the Parame Vyoman, in the Param skies or in the supreme skies, which is space, Vyoman here you can take virtually as space. In the supreme space, were there a person or were there something who could preside over or who could oversee the creation? Sa Angaha, to conclude. Angaha means indeed. So to really conclude, Yediva Veda, Yediva na Veda. Whether he knew or maybe it also, this Adhyaksha never knew also. How can it be? One side you are saying the creation, he is a supervisor or he is an overseer or he is the one who oversees the whole creation because of his willpower or his intention and everything. And here, since there is nobody to tell about it, he is saying that as a person who is thinking about, as a human being, as a rishi, when I am thinking from my level, I cannot even say whether that supervising Adhyaksha or the one who is supervising, whether he knew the creation is happening, Yadiva Veda, or maybe he is not even aware that creation is happening or creation is not happening. It is a very twisted or in a way in which we can make the meaning out of the whole statement. Because when we say that whether the supervising power never knew or knew, in both the cases, it cannot be confirmed. If he had known, that should have been known in his creation also. But if he is not knowing, then did the creation really take place? Or are we assuming the creation is happening? Or is there something which is not within the grasp of my intellect, with which I can affirm that about what is creation and how is the creation, from where it came, where it is being suspended or placed, or what happens before, what happens after. All these questions are still unanswered as far as my inquiry is concerned. So how do I make for sure that there is real creation? Or is the creation now real? Where is it placed? Because he or this Adhyaksha or the supervising power was all alone, because na asit, na asit, asat asit, no asat asit, sat asit, na sat asit. So either as existence it didn't exist, nor as existence it did not exist. So one cannot say it has got existence in it. It is neither sat nor asat, which we discussed in the first mantra itself. Having got into that situation, it is sadasat vilakshana, means the tendency to define that in anirvachaniyatvam or indefinable nature of Brahman is now being attributed to the power of Maya, of his creation. That is why people who talk about Maya use that as, because it is not Sat nor Asat, it is Sat Asat Vilakshana. All those terms are used because it is all in the mind. The intellect of the individuals or intellect of the rishis or the people who was trying to find an answer for it. But here is a rishi who is very clearly saying, did it take place at all? Whether such an adyakshan, parame vyoman, in the supreme skies or ultimate thing, did iyam visrishti, this srishti or creation, yadiva dade, yadiva na dade, whether it is remained, it was held there, or in the parame vyomni, whether it was held in the supreme sky, there is no way to know about it. No way to know the creator, if the creation has happened. If the creation has happened, then also we do not know whether the creator is there or not, because the creation is not there, there is no creator. It is not nihilism, because I am there. My existence, I cannot deny it. But I am not the body, mind, intellect or anything which I know that. So removing everything neti, whatever is possible to be pointed out, that all I have negated. So I have negated the entire creation as me, not me. I am separate from the creation. But then who am I? The answer is not possible for me to find out, because the same problem. I am the Adyaksha. I am the one who is supervising the creation. Because when I became the individual with the body and the mind in the waking, the creation is before that. So the waker cannot know the aham or the self in the waker, nor can the dreamer find out. But we have a state called sushupti, where we cannot deny anybody existed or nothing existed. All the waker can correlate is that obviously I did not die. So there must be something existing as a inference only. But what is that is not within their inference to know. Because the inference cannot go there, because inference always needs something called a perception before that. So in the absence of perception in the deep sleep, there is no inference possible of the deep sleep entity, either in waking or in dream. Because the entity is beyond the waker, because the waker is a creation from that entity later. So, in the Mandukya, when Gaudapada says that as a bijam, bija nidra yuta pratnya, the pratnya is a bija nidra, in the form of a seed from where the waking and the dream comes. The seed can never be seen once the tree comes up. The tree is indeed the seed, but the seed cannot be seen by the tree from where it came. It can produce another seed, but it cannot see from which seed he came, that tree itself came up. Same is that the bija from where we come up in our waking, we can have the experiences and progenies, etc., etc. But from where did I come into the womb of my mother, which is the Aitariya, the thing which we discussed in the second chapter. Where did I come into the womb of my mother or into the semen of my father as a life? Or where is this life force coming, the Chetana, the Chaitanyam or the Chetana coming into existence? Did it get created or is it being experienced? Or what is that? This is beyond for the mind, beyond the intellect, and beyond the experiences. So in no way we can know that creation is real or unreal, whether there is a creator or not creator. But when the waking experiences are being seen, we are inferring the waking has got lot of intelligent creator, materials for creation. So there must be something like that. It is only a story we built up by the experiences of the waking, like the potter making the pot or the goldsmith making the ornaments, etc., is being used as examples for that. But it is differing from Upanishad to Upanishad, which shows very clearly that even the mental imagination in the heart of the mananam of the rishi, the truth of creation can never be found out. They will know the truth because something existing, because they also knew their true nature. That is why the Aham Brahmasmi, Anubhava Vakya, comes out of the experience. Other than that, there is no way we can say that what is that. So even though Nasadeeya Sukta is supposed to be giving a hymn of creation, it is totally rejecting the creation. At the same time, it is also not rejecting the creation because creation is not seen as real by it, but it is experiential. Therefore, what is the solution for it is not known by the Rishi. Maybe he knows, he doesn't know. He's talking about the Adhyaksha or the creator. If he has created, he must be knowing it. But if there is no creation, he also doesn't know. That is how he concludes the mantra here. So with that, the 7 mantras are over. I will play the mantra once again and stop today's lecture.
नासदासीत् तदानीम् नास्तिव्यो मा परो यत् किमावरेव कुहकस्य शर्मन् अम्भक्किमासीत् गहनम् गभीरम् न मृत्युरमृतम् कर्हिणा रात्र्या अग्नासीत् प्रकेतः आनीतवादग्स्वहयातदेकम् तस्मात्तान्यः परः किञ्चनासा तम आसीत् तमसा गूढमग्रे प्रकेतम् सलिलपुम् सर्वमाहितम् तुच्छेनाभ्वपिहितं यदासीत् तमसस्तन्महिना जायतैकम् कामस्तदग्रे समवर्तताधि मनसोरेत प्रथमै यदासीत् सतो बन्धुमसति निरविन्दन् हृदि प्रदेश्या कवयो मनीषा तिरश्चेनो विततो रश्मिरेषाम् अधस्विदासीदुपरिस्विदासीत् प्रेतोदा आसन् महिमान आसन् स्वधा आस्तात् प्रयति परस्तात् को अद्धावेदक इह प्रोचत् कुत आजाता कुतैयं विसृष्टिः अर्वादेव अस्य विसर्जनाय अथा को वेदयत बभूव इयं विसृष्टिर्यत बभूव यदि वादते यदि वारा यो अस्याध्यक्ष परमे व्योमन् सो अङ्गवेद यदि वानवेद ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् थैंक यू धन्यवाद
Thank you so much, Binduji. I think Artemisia is going to have to listen to the replay. She didn't make it with us today. That was wonderful. Please come up, anyone who has a question, any comments that you want to share with Binduji, any thoughts are welcome. We're all friends. Don't be shy. Please come up if you need to. Otherwise, we can sit in silence.
I think Artemisia has heard it, but she can't speak or use because she has got very low network.
Ah, she's down in the audience. Okay, great. So she must be listening. Wonderful.
Namaste, Binduji.
Namaste.
Yeah, very nice session. Thanks. I think the eternal question of is creation to be considered or not considered. I think very nice discussion. I think, yeah, many of our other rooms also we are these days the hot topic is this how to look at creation kind of thing. But yeah, very nice that. Yeah, this has a very nice style of dealing with it, and especially when we say things like we cannot confirmedly say that creation does not exist or does exist. It still leaves so much to imagination, right? So I think you mentioned after the end of that what is this sukta, you will give us your own interpretation of this thing. So do you want to like tell something like in a black and white kind of way that this is what is it saying or something like that?
It very clearly says that, creation is a imagination. Neither as created entities we will ever know about it, nor can we ever say that creation is real, because what is real? That which should always remain with us. The only thing which remains is our awareness, our bodham. Other than that, there is nothing which is there. Even that awareness, what we have after the age of 7, and we may lose it in the old age as dementia, even that is not awareness. Many people are thinking that that is awareness. No, that is not awareness. That is our reading of our sensory inputs and mental inputs. The awareness is from the womb before we become a seed itself. And even after death, That is why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, "Na jayate mriyate va kadachit," because that aspect of life, or that whatever may be the term we want to use, because that to use a terminology itself is bringing it down into the realm of creation. So that state has no birth, no death. And when we are being experienced as individuals, objects, or fields, or anything in the creation, we are now conditioned by the sensory inputs and the mind. That is why in the entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is talking about how to control the sense organs and the mind for us to know the reality. It is not within the realm of the mind, but at the same time, Agreya Buddhya, with a sharp buddhi, you can, is what it is mentioned. But what it is, I guess the sharp buddhi will do is, it is to negate everything. Pada avati. When you negate everything, what remains cannot be uttered, because even the person to utter should be negated. So you will not be able to tell it to others also. So any amount of jugglery or, breaking our head through the words in the clubhouses, in the rooms and everything is futile, because you can never define creation and refine our own true nature. That is what it is, my take from this mantra. The 7 mantras have very clearly told that it is a truth. A truth has no name, no way to express it, no way to know it through the mind also, intellect also. That is my take on this meaning of the mantras.
So when we say this Vivartavada or appearance or disappearance, even this appearance and disappearance we end up talking about is mental, the things which are appearing in the mind and disappearing in the mind. But understanding that actually the mind itself is an appearance. So even if we say appearance and disappearance, that is also not correct, right? Like it is even like how we, for example, negate what is that? Arambhavada, Parinama. I think like that.
Yeah.
If Vivartavada is looked at a mental level, even that is wrong, right?
That's wrong.
So it's So even this.
That's why both Kenopanishad as well as Taittiriya say, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Words cannot define it, nor can mind imagine about it. That is the nature of the truth.
So it's like saying the rope can never appear as a snake. It is impossible, right? That kind of thing. Yeah.
The rope is a jada, and it cannot have anything of the snake, but we experience the snake on the rope. Yes, Patrick.
Yeah, is there a distinction when we speak of, this word creation? Is there a distinction between sat or existence and the creation to which you're referring?
Creation is in the names and forms. Sat is the experience of the names and forms. You never experience the names and forms. Names and forms are there for objects, but what you are experiencing is Sat, or existence of the name and form. But does the Sat get created? No. Sat can never be created. Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sada. The Sat can never be created. So it is before creation. Once it is created, we call it a Sat. So when we say Satchid Ananda Brahma, the Sat and the Chit and the Ananda are words. So this, you have to transport yourself before the words into which these words are being now attributed. It is your nature, your truth. That is what every truth of everything that we seeing as multitude. but it cannot be named, it cannot be imagined, it cannot be experienced. Because in the experience also, what we are getting experienced is what is have been created as experience, objects or emotions and feelings and thoughts and etc. etc. But this is before that. So what is that? Shut up your mouth and keep quiet. That's all I can say. Because it's not for the words.
I think it is really double, triple, 100 times emphasis on Neti Neti, and somehow feels like the real Mahavakya is only Neti Neti, because this whole, I get a feeling that the whole Sukta is just doing Neti Neti. And like you just said, I think it's very, that Badha, what you said is like, it's really the fulcrum of the whole, this thing, I think.
Yeah. Your voice is broken, Srini.
Good evening, Bindoji.
Just a minute, Ganesh. I think Srini got a call or something like. Or next is Karin in the line, Ganesh. I'll come to you after Ganesh. After Karin.
Thank you. Namaste, Binderji, everyone. Um,
Namaste.
I really loved it. So when I look at that, then mind, as soon as we start experiencing, it only can happen through mind. So I cannot say I existed yesterday. Only my memory can tell me I existed yesterday, right? That the idea it's continuous. So from that perspective, that because when we basically live in memory, then experiencing only it, right?
Yes, it's all in your memory. The I is a memory.
Exactly. Okay.
Because I is related to something which is always be related to the I. But the unrelated I is not I. There is no I also in it.
Right. Because you cannot, an I is a form, and you cannot give it a form because you cannot yourself. So that makes sense.
Thank you. Ganesh,
Good evening, Bindoji.
good evening.
I was throughout the seventh mantra. I was just reminded of the thing what you told at the end, because it reminds me of an occasion where somebody told me there were two people juggling with all their logic whether the Sat is Advaita or Dvaita, and it continued for years, and then they went to their Guru and then asked the same question whether the truth is Advaita or Dvaita. And finally the Guru told what you said at the end. You just shut up, it becomes Advaita. If you open your mouth, it becomes Dvaita. So that I was just thinking throughout the seventh mantra, and it came out of your tongue at the end, and that is what everything is meant to be, I feel. It was fantastic exploration in this Nasadeeya Sukta, which you proposed and you taught us very well. Thank you, Binduji.
Thank you, Ganesh. Rahul?
Yeah, Namaste, Bindoji. So, Bindoji, like, can we use this as some kind of Nidhyasana technique? Like, for example, uh, like when I go for a walking or something like that, I try to do some Nidhyasana kind of a thing. What do you suggest? Can we use this as well? Just recalling this continuously?
You can use it, but don't become mad. Because the tendency of the mind to become, because when you are your existence itself will be in question. And, overdoing it in the Nididhyasana without any, step-by-step clarity of the mind, that is what we call it as Chitta Shuddhi, can sometimes throw you out of your mind. I've seen this happening to people in the ashrams. They go into intense activity of Nididhyasana, meditation and all those things, and they lose their mental balance, and they need to be, taken out of that by making them engrossed back into the duality and activity, like bhajan, kirtan, nama japa, etc., to bring it back to their, when they lose their balance. So you can use it, provided you are aware of it, and then carefully do it. Don't straight away jump and go into that. It is just as good as diving from a cliff into a deep ocean. You will not go to the bottom. You will never be able to come up also. So that type of a thing should not happen. I am warning you, but it is a very good stool and step if one can do on Nididhyasana on that.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Bindoji. And you mentioned Chitta Shuddhi, right? I mean, can you just maybe briefly tell, like, for somebody like me, what exactly Chitta Shuddhi is? Like, what are the things? Is it simple Vairagya, or like what is it that I should look for?
Exactly. See, Chitta Shuddhi is Vairagya, actually speaking. If you don't have Vairagya, the path you follow will not be clear to you, because your mind will be always in the desires or for things, and or it can be even for this. There are many type of desires. Even the desire to be a knowledgeable person in the Vedas and Shastras and Upanishads is also a desire. You have to grow even beyond that. They are all tools. You should understand they have got limitation. They are all tools. You use the tools, but your Vairagya is that unless and until I want to know the truth about who am I, what am I. That is the only thing which I want to know, and everything else is secondary to me. That Vairagya is the only one which can take you to the, to the culmination. But that is why the sannyasa, what Shankaracharya talking about, is the mental sannyasa, not what you wear, or whether you got a look of a sannyasi, or whether you look like a saint. All those things are outside. People are attributing onto your body. You are not the body, definitely. So you should understand that what you wear, what you show of your attire or this thing, that is all physical and body related. But what we are talking about here is the very real nature of the individuality, where it is suspended or where it is depending upon. That is what is to be that knowing that is my goal, and everything else is secondary, is what is Chitta Shuddhi.
Thanks, Bindoji. I mean, my last question is, uh, uh, like, okay, I put that as a seeking as a primary thing, but what of my lifestyle? In the sense, like, I still need to do my job and all that. So, is it even practically possible for somebody who is doing job and taking care of people and still pursuing this path? Do people really do that, or one has to become like?
Everything is possible. Knowing what is the reality of that doesn't make you a non-doer of those things. You will have to eat your food, you will have to eat, go to sleep, you have to have your bath. Everything related to the society or the life is part of that. But knowing very well that they are not what you are, but your goal is to know who you are, right? To know who you are, use them as tools to say that they are not what you are. But doesn't mean that you really hate them, you make an averse them, or you run away from them. No. Patmapatram ivambasa is what Bhagavad Gita says. Like a lotus leaf in a muddy water where it is growing, it is nourishing with the mud from where it is growing, but it blossoms a beautiful lotus, which is the ultimate creation. So like that, you can be in the thick and thin of all those things, but you have to be detached from all of them. Be in that and detached. So I used to say that, be in a crowd lonely and alone. When you are alone, you don't need a crowd. In the crowd, you are there, but you don't need the crowd. That type of a activity, you can continue your job, do everything. While doing the job also, your mind should be looking for who is the one doing the job. But don't neglect the job. Performing the job, imagine who is doing the job. Try to find who you are even in that. Try to be with your family. Be while engaging with your family also. Try to know who you are. That is that pratibodha viditam matam, which I used to say, in every moment you should be trying to know who you are. You can do that only when you are engaging with everything. So be in that, because otherwise, na kaschit chanam api jatu tishtatya karmagrit. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that. Even for an iota of a second, you cannot be inactive, because that is the nature of life. So be, at the same time, be aware.
Yeah, thanks, Binaji.
Trini, your mic is back.
Did
Yeah, Bindoji, I
What?
think I lost connection for some time. I was just
Yeah,
talking about the emphasis on neti neti. Yeah, that is very nice. That's what I was saying.
did Karen?
And actually, your discussion with Rahul was awesome because I think it's a well-known thing that too much asceticism is also not what is taught by the gurus, right? So the balance parts with what you said to Rahul is real nice, because sometimes I do feel these kind of suktas really leave us in some kind of a dark place, I feel. So sometimes we need to at least like the balance between the our other materialistic life and this needs to be there, I feel. So that was also very nice.
Thank you.
Did
Anybody
Karen
else?
get her
SK,
chance?
SK,
Did Karen?
Yash, or Raj,
Bindo, did
Jay,
Karen?
I'm good,
Nitya.
Patrick. I did ask my
Okay,
question.
good.
Thank you.
Anyway,
And you're
we will have our question answer session on Sunday. So
just
if you
one
want to
last.
want to hear it again, go through the replay and then we come with questions. It's also fine on Sunday. Yeah, what is that, Patrick?
So just on it's in 6. I wanted to ask you, the presiding deities, devas, were themselves born after the creation came into existence. When this is so, how could they know? Who else other than the devas, such as humans, can know the cause from which it is born? How did you use devas, or how did you use humans in the context of devas? Can you explain that?
It's not by, it is a commentary by Subodhananda Saraswati. He uses the Yaska's commentary, and based on that only he has written that. That is what the translation is that. But I didn't go by that because I only stopped at Devas. The Devas came after creation. So Devas mean that he has used Devas and human beings. Okay, so the right from the Hiranyagarbha, Prajapati, Virat, etc. all the Chaturmuda Brahma to Brahma, the Pipili all of them, everything in the creation comes after that. But even the first creation, the Deva, who is supposed to be the first of the creation, Pratamaja, what they call it as, that is what the Deva is referring to here in this one. Even he is after creation. So how can he know about something which happened before that, before his creation? That is the question which was there.
I mean, the interesting part for me is just the context of Devas, because I would say in that same way that what we perceive as humans are the Devas as well. It's just it's fine, but do you agree or do you disagree with that?
I didn't get your question.
He's referring to humans as Devas.
Not humans are not Devas.
Okay. I misread it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I think then if there are no more questions, we can.
So I have a slightly unrelated question, Bindaji. Maybe I can quickly ask. So for a Jivan Mukta, would they, since he has like absolute enlightenment, right? Would he still get dreams? First question. Second thing is, would he still go to Sushupti state as well? Because there is total tamas at that state. So does these two states exist for that person?
Yes. Sushupti, Jagrat and Swapna. All the three exist for everyone. The difference between ordinary people and Jivan Mukta is that Jivan Mukta knows the truth and ordinary people are trying to know the truth. The difference between the two. Once you know the truth, then you become totally free. Freedom is the, or Kritakrityata in the words of Shankaracharya. That there is nothing more to be done because you know the truth. There is nothing, na bunjano, na kamshade, or there is nothing you desire, nothing you want to achieve, because you see yourself in everything as the part of the creation, because you don't see the creation separate from you, because it is that creator which is there now becoming the Jagrat Swapna Sushupti. And Jagrat Swapna Sushupti is like your dream. You created everything and you became a dreamer in the dreamer. Same way that one which is creating the Jagrat is put you and me as a waker in our waking world. And we are conversing here. It's all creation by the same one entity. You are not separate, I am not separate. You are the same as I am the same. And everything else in the world is the same as what we are. So why do we have the separatedness from the world as separate? Yes, they are having names and forms and experiences for the transaction purpose, like the transaction in the dream. The transaction in the waking takes place. So if Jivan Mukta knows that this is the reality and he has no separate, separate entity from others. So for him, there is no desires. Aptakamasya kaspriha is the question which the Upanishads asks. Where is the desire for a person who has atmakama, aptakama? So there is the situation where it is all about. So Jivan Mukta is a person who knows the truth. We are all trying to know the truth. That is the way in which we have to understand that.
Yes, I mean I agree, but that entire analysis is being done at Jagrata state, right? Because when I'm dreaming, I don't even, my ideologies will be different. I don't even have the access to the knowledge that I am right now. So while he is dreaming, would he still be enlightened, or he will forget that he was enlightened?
He doesn't see that the problem of question of enlightenment is in the Jagrat. The problem is in the Jagrat, like the fire is in the Jagrat, so you have to put out the fire in the Jagrat. In the Swapna, you don't have any such problems, and we don't have any this thing that we know that how to find a solution for our Swapna, because we know that it is not a reality. But we take the waking as a reality, therefore we have the problem of the waking in reality as a problem. The moment you know the waking is not a reality, like a dream has become no more a problem, the waking also becomes no more a problem. Then you continue to have the waking or dream. The experiences will be the same for both the jnani and the ajnani. The waking will be there, the dream will be there, the deep sleep will be there. He will not be a jnani in the dream, nor will he lose out his knowledge in the dream or deep sleep, or in waking. In the waking, the knowledge is only in the waking, and it remains with him in the waking. And he will have the dream. He may even think that he is ajnani in the dream, but that doesn't affect him, because in the waking, just as what in the dream doesn't affect us, it doesn't affect him also. So that the way in which we have to understand is that experiences cannot be changed by knowledge, but you know the truth behind the experiences. Therefore, the experiences have got a different value. That value is what is called the mukti or the freedom. It doesn't tie you down, or it doesn't become botheration for you. You become free from that. That freedom is what is Jivan Mukta or Moksha, what we call it as.
Yeah, but they will tell that it is atyanta dukkha nivara, right? Like at Jagrati he might not at blissful state, but does it mean that during Swapna he might get nightmares also then? So there is still he'll be experiencing dukkha, though temporarily.
Yeah, that is a prarabdha of the body, no? The body is the one which is going through the Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, not he. Right?
Okay, but at least temporary dukkha, they say dukkha should not be there, right? When he is experiencing
But
Brahmananda.
he will see the dukkha, he will have the pain in the body of the waker also. If his hand is injured, he will have the pain. But that doesn't mean that he knows that the dukkha is of the body. The mind and the body, mind-body complex is the one which is going through all that. I am not manobuddhi hangara chittani naham. So that knowledge is the one which is giving him the dukkha nivritti, not associating with. Na anusochanti pandita, the Bhagavad Gita says, no. So there is no anusochanam by the one who knows the reality. He sees his body being operated, amputated, or going through sickness, cancer, or diabetes, or gangrene, or whatever may be that. He will see that he has the pain, a body pain. He sees the body going through the pain, but he doesn't associate with the pain. The body will go through the pain. He doesn't associate it as my pain. It says that it is the body's pain. The body is dreaming, and the dream had that nightmare. It is, I am not the dreamer. In the dream, he cannot say that. But when the waker comes, he knows that I am not the dreamer. In the waking also, he says that I am not the body. But the body goes through the deep sleep. There he cannot transact anything. He is having the body. But he will wake up as jnani only, because the knowledge is there in the waking. Otherwise, a person who goes to deep sleep, the reverse is asked. If you are becoming the Atma or Brahman in the deep sleep, when we wake up, we should know that. But a mosquito goes to sleep, and a human being goes to sleep, or a tiger goes to sleep, but we wake up as a mosquito, tiger, or a human being. Why is that? Having gone to the, Sati Sambadhya na viduhu Sati Sambadhya mahe, having become one with the truth, how is that we are not knowing is because in the waking is the one where the knowledge should take place. That knowledge is what will give you the mukti. because you don't need a mukti, because you are nitya mukta. Even right this moment, you are free. You are not the body. That's all you have to know that. The moment you know that you are not the body, you can disassociate with the body and observe the body and what is happening. That is the freedom or the mukti what we are talking about. But the body will continue to go through the Jagrat Swapna Sushupti.
Yeah, but Binoy, that was my question. Like, because this entire analysis can be done at Jagrati's level. Like in Jagrati, I can do analysis. Okay, I'm not the body, mind. I can dissociate myself. But in dream, I can't do it, right? So that suffering, the dream agent might still feel suffering, isn't it?
Rahul, when you know that you are not the body, the dream suffering, where will you account it for? Who is the one who is saying I have dreamt? Does the dreamer say or the waker say?
Uh, I mean, dreamer is saying and waker is kind of recalling or something like that.
No, the dream is an experience like any other experience of the waker, isn't it? Dream is an experience similar to a daydreaming or your imagination in the waking, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. But
Yeah.
then it
So
won't make a
when,
difference. Like when I'm in Jagrat, when I'm suffering, I can dissociate myself and I can avoid suffering. I mean, though my body is suffering, I can, through logical reasoning, I dissociate myself and avoid suffering. But I can't do that in dream. So I have to do the suffering.
but the dream is not real. That is being known in the waking. So the waker itself, the one who says that dream is not real, no?
Yes. Once I wake up, I don't. But as long as I'm in a
Yeah.
dream, then I'm still suffering, right?
Yeah, it is the same suffering which you have got in your body in the waking. In the waking, somebody chops off your finger. You can disassociate with your body, but the pain of the finger being chopped off by the hand will be known by you, no?
Yes. Yeah, but pain will be there, but suffering won't be there, right?
Yeah, same way, you know that dream suffering is not reality. So that's a dream, suffering is there, but it is not a reality. Same way, in the waking, you are not the body, so the body dissociation will release you from the bodily pains.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Thanks, Bindaji.
It's probably about enough, Bindu. What do you think?
Yes, I think we'll meet on Sunday for the Q&A here. Thank you all. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Binduji.
Thank
That
you,
was
each and
wonderful.
everyone.
Thank you for everyone sharing.
Thank you,
Thanks, Srini,
Bindaji.
Ganesh
Thank
Prasad,
you.
Thank you,
Rahul.
Bindoji. Thank you very much.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you Sunday.
Hari Om.